Jason Klamm here. Comedy on Vinyl podcast this week. Eric Martin is back in the hot seat. It's really not a hot seat. It's not that. There's really very little pressure sitting across from me. But he wanted to discuss, the first time we're getting to discuss Dr. Demento on the podcast, his third collection, the 1960s, which has probably the stuff that I remember the most, or that I associate the most with Dr. Demento. We have a hell of a lot of fun. And at the very end, obviously we got clips throughout. Clip at the beginning here, just to sample the stuff that Eric really enjoyed, or was weirded out by. The very final clip though is kind of a prelude to next week's episode, which will be the first half of the Rusty Warren interview. So let this episode be a taste of classic comedy and of Eric Martin's appreciation for classic comedy and musical comedy. Eric Martin's a great guy, runs the This American Wife podcast, a number of other shows that you should listen to, and you should follow him and his podcast on Twitter at This Amer Wife and Eric 1 Martin. So yes, enjoy this episode and whet your appetite a little for Rusty Warren. Thanks so much, and, stuff.
Oh me, oh my, oh you, whatever shall I do? Hallelujah, the question is peculiar, I give a lot of dough, if only I could know. The answer to my question, is it yes or is it no? Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? If your mother says don't chew it, do you swallow it? Can catch it on your tonsils, can you hear it left and right? Does your chewing gum lose its flavour on the bedpost overnight? One night old Granny Stead stuck gum all round her bed. Plastic rollers, all that chewing without molars, a prowler in the night got stuck on Gran's bed, right? Oh, Granny leapt up in the air shouting out, tonight, tonight! Does your chewing gum lose its sticky on the bedpost overnight? Does it go all hard, fall on the floor and look a nasty sight? Can you bend it like a fish hook just in case you get a bite? Does your chewing gum lose its flavour on the bedpost overnight? Oi!
Welcome back to the show, everybody. If you hear that beeping in the background, I'm just going to call it out. I have a dying smoke detector in the apartment. This week, Eric Martin is back on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I hope we're not in any imminent danger.
No, I think we should be fine. Yeah. But you wanted to do Dr. Demento this week, and I'm very excited. Nobody's picked Dr. Demento because he's not an artist, maybe. He is in a way. I mean, he's this curator of comedy.
Yeah.
And you don't find a lot of people like that,
Yeah.
Did you listen to him growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I came to him through Weird Al, obviously, and but knew that he was the guy that played, Weird Al music, and then I think, it was just like the concept of novelty was very appealing, so I had to go find, his, and then, so it must have been, I don't remember how I got the album, but I do know that once I got it, it never really left the rotation, and so, even to this day, I still know every word, every note of this album. It's a weird album to have, but it's a great album because there's so many, just seminal, important, and funny songs, but the greatest, what was it? The greatest novelty records of the 60s,
right.
Volume 3 in Dr. Demento's collection.
It's insane. And the amount of compilations he put out, I don't know if he's put any out in the last few years because there's probably not as much of a call for it, because I just found every one of these songs somewhere on the internet. It's easy enough to find going off his track listing, but it's I don't know how many he's done in a while, but he did so many. Is this literally the third? This is the third of the 60s? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I never had any other volumes.
Sure,
I only had Volume
matter.
3, the 60s. I guess Volume 1 was the 40s.
I assume so. I mean, he had some that went
Jones,
back to,
maybe.
He went some that went really far back, but there's some just. It's totally. It's not very even as far as the tone. They're a very weird array of songs.
Yeah, in this album, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, again, they're novelty, quote unquote novelty. I tend to think of them mostly as humor, but some of them are just plain strange.
Yeah,
like The Bird, which is a novelty song for sure, not necessarily a comedy song, and it's one that I was familiar with a lot of these actually. A lot of these are on here. How many of these did you know before you had this collection.
I mean, I got this when I was like 9 or 10. No, I was 10 years old.
Okay.
No, maybe 11.
Okay.
But maybe 11 and a half. Because I think it came out in 1990, so maybe I was 12. But anyway, point being, prior to that, I think I had maybe heard some of them, or like some like my parents knew, and like, oh, remember we heard that on the oldie station once. So some of them I knew, but a lot of them, like, it was the first time hearing them, and it was just like, a revelation, knowing that Weird Al was steeped in this grand tradition of funny make-em-up songs.
Yeah. He's a guy who's obviously his record collection I envy. I mean, to the point where I know that he's had trouble with his wife for like having an entire room in his house filled with records. Weird Al's. I've heard him talk about that, like knowing because he obviously knows Dr. Demento and just hearing about that. So I wonder if this was a matter of him. I mean, some of these I guess were actually hits of the '60s, like at least one hit wonders. But I just wonder if he goes back into his own archives and pulls from there. But that's because a lot of these I had never heard of before.
Yeah, I went back and did a little research and found out that many of them were hits, were one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Some of these were like number one songs.
That's so weird.
Apparently, there was one. It was, I think it was. If you don't, we could just get like they're coming to take me away. Ha ha.
Oh yeah, right.
Apparently, that has the distinction of being the fastest dropping from the Billboard charts. Like it was like 1 week on number 4, 1 week in number 5, and then the next week it was 37.
Holy shit!
Because apparently New York-based stations were concerned that people would think that like it was making fun of the mentally ill.
That's so strange.
They pulled it out.
That's remarkably sensitive for the time period, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't sound consistent with what we know of the '60s.
No, not at all. That's so weird. That's one that might be the first one on this collection I ever heard in my life, because I remember my best friend singing that song an awful lot, and I was like, "What the fuck are you singing?" And it took until we had the internet for me to find it and hear it. Like, I had no idea what he was talking about. Hello Mudda, Hello Fada, though I think everybody's maybe heard a million times, but I didn't realize until today, being an unsophisticated ass, that it's a parody of a classical song. Just putting lyrics to a classical song. I had no idea.
Oh yeah. It's funny. I forget that actually. I remember the first thing was like, oh, I know that classical. The first time I heard it, oh, he's just riffing on a classical song.
Yeah.
But until you said that, years later, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that was the case. Now it's Hello Mudda, Hello Fada.
It's not a thing people do anymore, even with like novelty or comedy songs online. It's always find an existing song and parody it. It's not, I've got an existing backing track I can just throw some weird lyrics onto. Yeah,
this was like the proto-Eat It. This is, going back to classical music.
Yeah. And it's like, that track, actually, specifically, I always remembered as a kid first listening to it, and it's one of those where I wasn't sure I'm still not entirely sure why the audience was laughing. Maybe it was an excessive familiarity with that song, but they laugh in some weird parts in that song.
That's right. Oh yeah, because you hear the live track. Yeah. True. Maybe there was a floor show.
Maybe there's a floor show. That could be true. Did you? All right. So last time we talked about UHF. So where is this was this before or after UHF? This album for you? This
would have been, gosh, it must have been right about the same time.
Yeah.
Because I think this album came out in '90. The UHF movie came out in '89.
Yeah.
But did the soundtrack come out day and date? I know I would have gotten it first day.
Right.
But I don't remember if that came out later. It was around the same time, certainly within a year.
Yeah.
What the reason I think that this album became so ingrained in my head and so ingrained in my conception of Southern California is that we used to, at the time, used to live in Northern California, but there were a couple of trips that we would take down to LA, and we'd go to Disneyland, we'd go to Universal Studios, and but on the road down, I had like 4 tapes, from like the Columbia House thing. One was Def Leppard's Hysteria. One was what was the other one? Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever.
Nice. And
then I forget the other two. I think like Roxette, Look Sharp, and then the B-52s. But then this tape was converted. So I have memories of like just driving through California listening to this album over and over again.
That's so good. Yeah. By yourself, though.
Absolutely. Just blazing a trail down the 5 freeway. Just the top down on my convertible.
But did you have a Walkman, or was the whole family forced to listen to it?
Oh no, they were all forced to listen.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
No, it's true. No, I did have a Walkman.
You did have a Walkman.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's pretty funny.
I think playing a Game Boy, perhaps even.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Did you... yeah, see, because I have really strong memory, not of comedy, though. You would think I would have done exactly what you're talking about. It's mostly music. But you didn't get tired of it. You just did it get better and better for you. It's just so funny that there's novelty songs from the 60s that you're listening to as a kid, and I know a lot of people who probably, that would drive them crazy, but not you.
Yeah, no, I was fine. I mean, there's an element of, this was before the internet, so there wasn't a lot else to do.
Sure.
But, I don't think people remember how boring things used to be. But, yeah, there was always some element of like, this resonates with me. I want to deconstruct it. I want to listen. I want to know. My little brother, even more than this. Like, if there would be a movie, it would be playing like every day. I had some element of that. I'm thinking maybe it's just ingrained in our DNA that we just need to like find a thing, love it, and then know it, utterly.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I did that with a few Monty Python albums once I finally like latched onto that as a thing.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, did we talk about this last time, whether or not you're very musical?
We might have mentioned it. I don't know. I'm not very musical. I'm somewhat musical.
Somewhat musical.
Yeah, somewhat musical.
I mean, anybody can enjoy comedy music, but it is always interesting when people gravitate more towards comedy music and aren't comedy music. I mean, here's the thing. It's not like there's a living in comedy music for most people. So I guess you can take from it, rhythm or other. Do you know specifically what you took from this, other than this is just really funny and you like maybe joke structure or anything?
Yeah, no, I learned how to actually now you mentioned because I'm realizing that I used to write funny songs, so it was so I got some value out of this. It wasn't just I was able to learn how to put together lyrics and parody things. And I remember, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but like there was a period in junior high where I was always scribbling in the margins. So like I'd always write, I would make comic books, each day on like my daily homework that would continue from one to the next, and it also in the margins of just time in the day. So there would be like the time before like you change into your PE clothes, and then you're all sitting on your numbers waiting for the PE instructor to come out. That's like a good 4 minutes where I could just be slaying with my comedy songs. And so I did. Like I would make up songs, and then everybody would gather around. I would perform a song. There would be scattered to wild applause, and then class would start.
We have just discovered an important note from space. The Martians plan to throw a dance for all the human race.
I would always be looking for those opportunities.
That's insane to me. I just was not a performer at all in high school, and I was too scared to be. And you're listening to comedy novelty songs from the 60s and also have the guts to do your own with a bunch of kids your age. It just blows my mind. I mean, it sounds like boredom, again, is one of those things that seems to draw that out of people, though. Comedy,
yeah, absolutely.
If
I had something else to do, who knows? I might have been doing that. But thankfully, I had nothing better to do.
Do you think writing comedy songs and knowing comedy songs help you as a storyteller too?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, because then the joke. I mean, the laughter is obviously like the most important thing. That's the clearest way to know that you're doing something well or that people are responding to. So yeah, if you can make people laugh, then yeah. Yeah.
And in your case, did you have anybody else to bounce like this off of, or was it just like, no, that part's funny to me? If it's not a live track, that part's funny to me, or as soon as you find it funny? I mean, because I know growing up listening to this kind of stuff, like, I feel like I would listen to it, find it funny, and then just, like, sort of put a bookmark in that for later. And then when I would re-listen to it, I would break it down a little more as far as joke structure.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that how you were doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like, and this album really helped me to understand that I was working in a proud and long-standing tradition of jokey songs. So knowing that it worked for them, and just like, oh, these kinds of things, will probably work, if you update them, or if you take if you just take the concept or the idea, or just the AV structure behind something. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. It does answer my question. It makes perfect sense. It just, we don't talk that often about going from music to comedy, or from music to other work. That was, and again, I apologize if I asked you about this last time, but obviously you do a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if, I don't know, did you learn from music how to work with your own tonality, or did you just figure that out just from having to do it?
Well, there were two things. One was that from when I was very, excuse me, I'm still getting over a little something. When I was very little, starting, and then from then on, would have a tape, cassette, so it would make like recordings. And like, it would always, do, like, it was my brother, my aunt, and I, and the three of us would get around and we'd make, these little tapes. So there was that element of just like, I just want to get my voice,
Sure.
out there and just make funny, silly characters, whatever. But then the other was musical theater. So I started doing plays, and I started doing a lot of musicals, and this is before I learned how to, like, really learn how to read music or anything.
Okay.
But I knew how to sing a song because... I'm just making the connection, because I knew about these silly, jokey novelty songs. That was sort of my road into performance and into musical theater. And I did musical theater all through college. And at some point, I was thinking, like, "Oh, is this going to be a career?" And then I was like, "For me, no. There are people that are better at this than me."
Right.
But talking and taking what I learned from music and talking good. It absolutely, all this helped.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's just funny to be so inspired. It's amazing the kind of things that inspire you to do great work, or work that might be, to some people, on a higher plane. Musical theater, to some people, be several notches above novelty music. And these are not, like, necessarily the greatest singers in the world. Alan Sherman is not a great singer. He's just a funny songwriter. I mean, the guys singing The Bird, great musicians, but they're doing this dumbass voice through the whole thing. It's interesting to me that you could, still draw from this really goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite track off of this?
I gotta say, there's some monster tracks on here. The first track, "Always Makes Me Happy. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight?" I play that song at any point in my life, and it will cheer me up.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just a great tune.
Yeah, it is good. And there's a couple I wouldn't have expected, like Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. I know that it's a novelty song, but it's very omnipresent in, I feel like, every movie that's about the 60s. I feel like it's in there. I had never heard Martian Hop, and really, honestly, it sounded like a They Might Be Giants song.
Yeah, for sure.
That's which is why I always kind of wonder who's been influenced by who. I can't imagine they hadn't heard the song. And then there's, like, Ray Stevens on here doing something that's not racist. Not that everything he did was racist, but he's done a few.
Right.
He's got Guitarzan on here, and that's kind of a classic, at least to some people.
Yeah. Surfing Bird seems like that's almost beyond. No, like, that's almost like a. I don't know if it was taken seriously at the time, or if people really danced to it. But it seems like it was kind of like a cool song. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how people responded back then. I thought it was kind of. I'm like, oh, these guys are just having fun surfing. I don't know how to surf.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's the fun thing about being nerdy about this stuff, is you don't really have a perspective on what other people think about it necessarily. If it's just you and your headphones. Yeah. At least that's the way it was for me with comedy, and I don't know if you ever had this experience, but I can remember vividly in junior high when everybody else discovered Cheech and Chong, and I discovered them quite a while before. I almost flipped out. I had such nerd rage over it. And most people, I feel, could be like, "Oh, cool, I could relate to you on that." But I just remember being very angry. This is my thing. Yeah. Did you ever have that with any comedy? Like, just something that was very much yours?
yeah, like I know the sensation, but I can't think of an example.
I'm asking you to justify my rage.
I mean, it's absolutely justified. I'm like, hey, this is my thing, man. I found this thing, and you guys think you found this thing. I found it. I found it.
I'm too much of a nerd, or I was too much of a nerd. It's really sad. Do you, so do you have this one? I know you got the track listing in front of you. Do you have it on vinyl, or did you ever have it on vinyl? Did you put it to tape, or you had the tape of it?
I definitely had the tape.
Okay.
I feel like, because I know I had Weird Al, his first few records.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if I had this on vinyl. I may well have had it as well, and then also got the tape.
Of course,
because of course we were going through that transitional period.
Sure. Very tough for some people.
It was tough. What was this is off topic? Do you remember your first cassette?
My first cassettes were when I was around 3 or so. I don't know how this happened, but I have mixtapes from when I was around 3. I was listening, and I couldn't have been doing all the recording, but like the first cassette that I had that was recorded for me was Return of the Jedi book, like little kids' book on tape. That's how I learned to read.
Yeah, when you hear the lightsaber turn the page.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. That or R2-D2, one of the two. But yeah, that's how I learned to read, was that book. I just listened to it over and over and over again. Repetitiveness was very easy for me as a child.
Yeah, okay, so some similar story.
Yeah. Just not... well, it's very weird, actually. You know what's actually... I should do an episode on that, because there's this... I want to find out who that voice actor is. Hope he's still alive, because frankly, like, he does, like, every guy voice in it, and does a pretty good approximation of, like, his Luke's okay, his Han's okay. I doubt that's him doing Chewbacca. But, you know, it's a skill. It's definitely a skill. They should still do that. Actually, speaking of which, you did just find a Kojak thing that is not dissimilar to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I totally grew up with those. Like you get the story, you know, and it's like, and then for me they were like 45s.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the story, you read along with it. It's either a comic book or it's a picture book. And man, yeah, like when you hear for me it was Indiana Jones when you hear the whip.
Oh, that's good.
Turn the page.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so
was it the same person, same kind of thing, like narrator doing the voices too? Do you remember?
Yeah, I still have I think my folks is still at my folks' house, but it was just hundreds of these things.
Yeah,
just riveting stuff.
That's so good.
Yeah, but the Kojak one is real weird. I like I say, I need to get a record player
just to hear that.
Just to hear it, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what you what the thing is. Is it him? Does it say if it's Telly Savalas doing it?
It didn't say if it was. I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just got the cast together and just had him. All right, whatever. I'm drunk.
They should still do that. I think I would, especially if they were celebrity ones. I would love to hear like a James Urbaniak reading, like, well, anything, but like to hear him doing a book on tape of a movie.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. Like if he could do the Hunger Games condensed into 12 pages.
Yeah,
Now
that I think about it, like the nearest analog to like this Kojak weird record book thing that I found would be if somebody did a graphic novel of Scandal and then did like an Audible.com not dramatization that you would read along. It's weird.
Holy shit.
It's weird.
That would be good. I would pay if they would do since I don't have cable anymore.
Yeah.
If somebody would do Walking Dead like that for me, just so that I can catch up a little bit, draw the comics are already there.
Yeah.
Just select pieces, what made it, what didn't make it.
And then in the next panel,
right,
the zombie.
Oh, this is a really good one. You're gonna like this.
Oh, I shouldn't have read ahead.
Right.
Oh, you're not gonna like this.
I'm so sorry.
Hello, mother. Hello, father. Here I am at Camp Granada. Camp is very entertaining, and they say we'll have some fun if it stops raining. I went hiking with Joe Spivey. He developed poison ivy. You remember Leonard Skinner? He got ptomaine poisoning last night after dinner. All the counselors hate the waiters, and the lake has alligators, and the head coach wants no sissies, so he reads to us from something called Ulysses.
Were there any on this album that struck you as just like so foreign that you couldn't make any sense, or did you care because it was Discovery?
No, there were things. There were things about. I was like, there are things about culture that I don't understand.
Sure.
I think the song "Alley Oop," which I understood that it was based on like. I don't know how I found out these things because we didn't have the internet. Maybe my parents told me because they remembered.
Right.
But Alley Oop was, I guess, a comic strip or a Sunday comic thing. And then, but the song, is just very much a laid-back or hippie beatnik. I didn't like this song. I don't think I still don't. Something about it irritates me. I guess, the song. I don't like that song, and I don't understand it, and I don't understand why it happened.
That's as honest an answer as I could ask for. Yeah. Let's see. What about, okay, you know what, since I interviewed her and we talked about it earlier, maybe borderline inappropriate song for a little kid was Bounce Your Boobies. Not Knockers Up. Bounce Your Boobies.
Yeah.
It's not filthy, but...
It was celebratory.
Yeah.
And I got... that one was tough for me because but here's why. Because it was so celebratory, and I felt happy for her and her brethren that they were able to bounce their boobies. I didn't have any boobies.
Right.
I probably wanted to, grab some.
Sure, of course.
Grab hold. So it was kind of like I would listen to it. That would be the one I would like fast forward through. It was a great song.
Sure.
But not for me. So, but I would always think like, you know what? Good for you guys. Good for you.
She'd probably appreciate that sentiment.
Yeah.
Then there's, okay, so again, we can go through the ones that I've heard of before, but you're more familiar with all these than I am. Mr. Custer really weirded me out and made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's an odd song.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. As my wife said, it sounded like a weird Southern baby. His voice is so strange. I will definitely throw a clip of that in here, but it's very odd.
Yeah, it's this guy who is a very affected voice. He's terrified. Not to spoiler alert, he dies at the end of the song. Like, he's killed by engines with he's working for Mr. Custer, doing some, you feel bad for the guy,
sure.
I guess, but he's surely committed terrible atrocities himself.
Of course.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Did you have the historical perspective at the time to get who Custer was and all that good stuff?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely knew.
That's good. So you're better educated probably than I was. That's fine.
I liked history.
That's fine. No, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you had a better education, and that's okay.
Wait, they didn't tell you about Mr. Custer?
I don't think so. Maybe they did. Here, I don't want to insult... Okay, my junior high history teacher was amazing. Before that, though,
yeah, I'm
going to say I don't know how great they were.
Okay.
I grew up in a very small town. Okay, The Martian Hop, which I think I already mentioned, but I don't know how... I didn't ask you how it made you feel.
Yeah, I think it actually reminded me of... because like Weird Al had a few songs that were like, space themed, that actually used actually not the thing, but they used similar processing. I guess at the time they were using some kind of weird like theremin type, or some kind of processing to make it sound like outer space.
Yeah.
So this was like, the original. So actually listening to it, I was like, oh wow, like this is where it all started.
Yeah.
Slime creatures from outer space,
yes, right.
owes everything to this fucking thing. Yeah. That's what I thought when I was 12. But I guess, but also it was like sort of in the context of like the space race of like,
right.
Sputnik and the Russians were winning and there was clearly, life on other planets and there was danger. But in this, they turned it around and just, let it be known that the Martians wanted to dance.
That's the thing too about novelty songs. Actually, now that you say that, is it dates a song immediately, and sometimes seems very cheesy if you don't have a whole lot of perspective on it. But novelty and comedy songs, especially Weird Al, they can keep up with the times and be very, very referential to what's going on, without any shame. But like again, it kind of dates it. I know that there were old songs about the telephone when it first came out, those kinds of things, like they're very weird, and they put Britney Spears had a song called Email Me Your Love, if I remember correctly, when email was first a big thing.
That's right.
And they're very sad and weird because it's just like clearly they're trying to capitalize on something. But the space race, I don't know, it created a lot of really good music, I feel like,
I want to go back and watch a double feature of The Net, Sandra Bullock, and You've Got Mail.
Yes, yep, 100%.
Yep.
No, I've been writing a book about the internet, and I've had to go back and watch. I had never seen the internet, the net growing up, and tried to watch it. Holy shit.
You know what I just watched the first 10 minutes of? Thanks to the magic of Netflix Instant, which is how I watch all my movies now.
Yes, of course, me
the first
too.
10 minutes. Virtuosity.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Those effects hold up.
Do they? Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about Virtuosity, because there was Virtuosity came out, and Johnny Mnemonic came out, was it the same time?
Yeah, right around the same time.
But Virtuosity was the one with Russell Crowe? No. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was Russell Crowe as a serial killer computer program that escapes the net. And Denzel Washington is a former prisoner. He's got to fucking jack him up.
Holy shit. Okay, why is that not in my book? I'm gonna have that's on Netflix right now.
Yeah. No, HBO Go.
On HBO Go. Okay. I'll either way. I'll get a hold of it. That's fucked up. So Johnny
Get it on
Mnemonic.
Blu-ray.
That's true. Johnny Mnemonic,
worth it.
Virtuosity, The Net.
Yeah.
There's also Lawnmower Man, which had elements not of the internet really, but at least of
virtual reality.
Yeah, exactly. The first. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. The first movie I can think of, and I'd like you to see what you think. First movie I can think of with I Am in it is probably Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Oh God, I never saw it.
You never saw Jumpin' Jack Flash? Okay.
Yeah. Heard the song.
That's a good song. That's a really good song. Back to the music. I'm sorry. I'm just getting. I am getting way off freaking track
I
here.
derailed this. It's my fault.
No, it's okay. Did you grow up listening to Ray Stevens? Because my parents made me listen to that stuff, and I thought that was really funny for a long time.
I heard some, but I never had any of his albums. If I did, I would have listened to them religiously.
Yeah. No, you would have, and they were very catchy and very good. Like the one my parents made me listen to was not racist at all, and it was quite good.
Yeah.
Fucking strange. Sorry, but this is a tamer song about Tarzan learning the guitar.
Yeah.
Was this one that you listened to a lot? You like this one?
It's a good song.
Yeah. He's a really good songwriter. Let's see. Did you have you listened to? And I have a bunch of his albums, but I haven't listened to much of his stuff. But Alan Sherman.
No, I haven't really listened to much else of his.
Just this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's really funny.
Quite amazing song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? Monster Mash is on here.
Yeah.
Also a classic.
Did a little research about this song. Hadn't realized that. So Bobby Boris Pickett. This was he started off by doing a Frank and Boris Karloff voice or something. His whatever voice that was.
Mm-hmm.
And then they liked it, so then he recorded this song. Obviously, it was a huge hit. In 1962, they did Monster Holiday.
Yes.
In 1985, they did the Monster Rap.
Oh.
This is all still Bobby Boris Pickett.
That's amazing. Okay.
And then he did the Monster Slash in 2004 for the 2004 election regarding Bush's environmental policies.
Holy shit. Really?
Yeah,
Is he still around?
I guess.
If he's still around, I need to have him on this show just to talk about his 4 hit songs.
Yeah, maybe make up a new one.
Yeah, right?
For 2014.
Holy crap. That's so good. Wow. That's just so funny that he could just keep rehashing that. Some people made a career out of it.
The Monster Rehash.
Ooh.
2014.
Yes.
Do it Kanye style.
Oh, good God.
Bobby. Come on, buddy. Let's do this.
Okay, here's another one that's really... This one's clearly drug-induced, but The Eggplant That Ate Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's something I did not know.
Okay.
And now it makes so much sense.
Uh-huh.
And this was very much like in that style of alley-oop, like they just sounded like they were stoned or on beatnik drugs or something. It very much had that sort of vibe. So this was the writer of this song was Norman Greenbaum, who then went on to do Spirit in the Sky.
Ah.
And once you think about it, it's pretty much the same song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same kind of groove.
Yeah, it's a little harder to understand what's going on in this one, like verbally. It's a little mush mouth sounding. Again, sounds much more stoned. But basically you want to give the audience it's about a giant eggplant. I assume that eats Chicago is what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all I remember of it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's all right there.
Was that a fast forward song, or was that a...
That was I Can Tolerate It.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, we're getting to the good,
Because it's good music.
It is fine.
Yeah.
I like Spirit of the Spy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's a little better.
Sure.
You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago, or he may eat your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. He came from outer space, looking for something to eat. He landed in Chicago. He thought Chicago was a treat. It was sweet, it was just like sugar. You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago, for he may eat your city soon.
All right, so let's pull up let's go down the track list here. Okay, so there's Bounce Your Boobies, which we already discussed. Oh, right, Tip Through the Tulips is on this.
Yeah.
What was your knowledge of Tiny Tim at the time?
It was my parents telling me that he was perceived as funny.
Okay, yeah,
it was funny. It was
Sure.
weird, but I guess it was just a real phenomenon at the time. It was like got just out of nowhere. So they sort of shared their. That was a nice thing about this album, is that they could kind of share their reminiscence of a lot of these. Mm-hmm. But I guess it was based on like an old song that was actually sung by like this falsetto guy in the late 20s. Mm-hmm. And so then Tiny Tim picked it up and worked his magic.
Made a whole career out of that. Got married on the Tonight Show. That's how big this guy was. Yeah. I mean, that's just... Again, I know I sound like an old fuddy-duddy every time I say you don't hear of that anymore, but it's, maybe it's because the lifespan of a novelty act is whatever YouTube decides it's going to be, I suppose. Yeah. Be like Rebecca Black getting married on The Tonight Show, I feel like.
Yeah, she was too young.
She is too young. Yeah, that would have been filthy.
Yeah, but if it were not a child bride type situation, actually that probably would be the... No, because she didn't have the awareness. Mm-hmm. But if she, let's say she was 21, had the awareness that what she was doing was wrong.
Yep, right.
Then she could also get married on The Tonight Show in a similar way.
That's true. That is true, and it might happen. I mean, where did I? Well, whatever. The Tiny Tim is a discussion for another time, but I don't know what happened to him. I mean, I know he's not around. He's not with us.
Yeah.
But. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Exactly. But okay, that ended on a weird note. A man is dead. Let's move on. Then we've got. Okay. This is actually probably my favorite song in the whole one. It's the last one on here, and that's "So Long, Mom."
Oh yeah, Tom
Lehrer.
Yeah,
which is just brilliant.
Yeah,
very sophisticated. Like it's the most sophisticated. To me, seems the most sophisticated song in the bunch. Am I wrong?
No, absolutely. It's when I say no, I mean yes. You're right.
Yes.
You are correct.
Thank you.
It's a very satirical, knowing. I just recently read it described as World War III pre-nostalgia, which I think is a great description.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Again, musically, probably also one of the more sophisticated songs. Do you play any instruments or anything, or you just
guitar?
Just guitar. Okay, that's fine. So you don't
play
the piano, I guess.
I made it.
That's all I can do too, but that's okay. Have you listened to much Tom Lehrer past this, or again, is this? I mean, are most of these like in this time capsule for you? Most of these people like in the time capsule of this album?
Yeah, I mean, with the possible exception of. Yeah, because they haven't done a lot. Ray Stevens would be the only exception.
Okay.
We have like people that continue to, do stuff that, like, I'm trying to think if there's any way. No, I mean, yeah, these are all just so iconic, but of their time. Like, yeah, you can't really build careers off a lot of these. These things, with the possible exception of Surf and Bird. I feel like they could absolutely open up a chain of restaurants. Actually, we talked just a little bit about they're coming to take me away. But
Yes, right.
I get what I didn't know about it was that the guy who did it was primarily a recording engineer,
Really?
and what he had found was a way he had found, or either was working with or had discovered some way of speeding up and slowing down, or maybe no, it was pitch, but without speeding up or slowing down.
Oh, wow.
Which you hear in the album,
Yeah.
a little bit. But he was a recording engineer that figured out that trick, and then I think
That's
then built
nuts.
the song out of that.
That's crazy that's what comes from, like, quite an ingenious piece, like, invention. Like, it's hard to do that digitally now. I mean, without it sounding crappy.
Yeah,
That's so weird to me. And he's the singer, quote unquote singer.
yeah.
And that's so incredibly weird. I don't know what to make of that. Again, these novelty songs are not all coming from even professional musicians, which again I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. You can just have a dream or an idea, and you don't. And as you say, you don't have to sound great, but if you have a distinctive voice, like for me, it's always been about, like, you don't have to sound beautiful. There's a place for it, but as long as you have a place of intention, like I love distinctive voice, like Billy Corgan. You know, he's now a slightly better singer, but I've always loved his voice because it was so distinctive and unique. You know, as long as it's coming from a place of, as long as it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
Shit. Hold on. So, did you? How much Dr. Demento did you get to listen to on the radio, or was that not a thing for you since you were in Southern California?
Because I wasn't in Southern California. I think when we did move down here in '91, I think it was just maybe on the tail end of it, or I listened to it a few times.
Okay.
But not much.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we were lucky to. He was sort of the YouTube of his day. I mean, if it wasn't for him and his very weird taste, I feel like a lot of these would have probably really, really fallen by the wayside. But it's just a lot. I don't know. Hi, Kat. What I was going to ask is, are any of these have you ever copied from any of these things? Because I know we've talked about probably before where just a lot of people who listen to Weird Al, like myself, probably tried to basically just rip them off when they were a kid.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this that specifically inspired you
Any
that you can remember?
Songs? Maybe. Well, maybe something simple like "Hello Mudda, Hello Fada." Because the structure is so. I mean, it's obviously based on that piece, that classical piece, but the song structure was so simple, and because of the rhyme, you just knew that it was going to resolve to a joke.
Yeah.
So, like, simple, but
Right.
it works.
No, that's true, and I guess it's okay in music, comedy music, because you're expecting the joke to come and hitting that rhythm is okay. Whereas if you're writing, say, like a narrative or something, some people don't want to see the joke coming. I don't know. I feel like there are two schools of thought on that. Where if you do see the joke coming, some people think it's being obvious. Whereas sometimes I think that's actually just really good setup of the expectation. Like. I really like 30 Rock an awful lot, but I felt like there were several times where I saw the joke coming, but I was still just perfectly satisfied. You ever had that? I mean, like, that's what it sounds like in a song. You always know there's a joke coming, and you know when it's going to hit.
And I think too, because two things here, because it's an audience, because it's kind of like a dinner club setting, I would imagine, if you hear the live thing. But the other is that it's from the point of view of a kid, so it is simple. It's a kid writing a letter. It's almost like the audience is like, is he gonna? Yeah, he paid it off. Yeah, I thought he was going to say that.
And that's just the weird thing about, like, I guess you could let somebody down with a comedy song, and I've heard plenty of bad musical comedians. It happens all the time. I guess I just feel people. I don't know. Do you think are you more forgiving of comedy music if it lets you down, or more forgiving of maybe like a stand-up? If a joke falls flat, is it easier to forgive them because you know that they're just working shit out and it's always evolving, whereas music is essentially, here's your song, like it or don't like it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. A stand-up has a different chance every time to do it right.
God, yeah, it's just hard for me to forgive. Hard. No, that's a great question. I don't know.
It's all right.
It depends on the song, I guess.
Sure.
It depends on how bad it is.
Yeah.
It might be good bad.
Yeah.
And if it's good bad, then that's great.
Sure.
I don't know.
I guess it's a lot easier to dismiss if it's obviously bad from the start. If it's something if it's racist, it's got a lot of creepy racist voices in it. I just don't like racism, is what I'm trying to say. I'm putting my foot down.
If there's one thing we've learned,
Racism is bad. At least to me. You haven't made your position clear yet.
No, I'm with you. Let me say that for the record. Racist, hey kids. Kids are listening.
Yeah, sure.
Like
naturally.
I was. When I was 12. Racism is bad. It's real bad.
Did we talk about who you got to, if anybody, share your comedy love as a kid? Like, specifically, did you listen to comedy with anybody, or was it just strictly yours?
I guess it was pretty much me. I was always kind of the weird one until I found other people that were weird. But that took some doing. It took finding, like, getting into theater and things like that. But, like, yeah, because I mean, I started off in, like, Catholic school in Chicago. Nobody is weird except maybe the nuns.
Right.
You might call it a bit of pre-nostalgia. This is the song that some of the boys sang as they went bravely off to World War III. So long, Mom, I'm off to drop the bomb, so don't wait up for me. But while you swelter down there in your shelter, you can see me on your TV. While we're attacking frontally, watch Brinkley and Huntley describing contrapuntally the cities we have lost. No need for you to miss a minute of the agonizing Holocaust. Yeah! Little Johnny Jones, he was a U.S. pilot, and no shrinking violet was he. He was mighty proud when World War III was declared. He wasn't scared, no siree.
Do you remember what maybe the first thing where you could relate to other people? I mean, was it Weird Al, or was it some other, like, obscure thing?
Well, I mean, I think, like, everybody kind of knew, like, Eat It, but you know, getting into, like, the deep cuts, I think maybe it was just me and then my immediate family. So, like, you know, my brother enjoyed the stuff too.
Okay.
My parents encouraged it, so
that's good.
So that's what kept me going.
Did you? It sounds like, though, you got to share this in a way, this album, by your parents giving you some context for the whole thing. Did you listen to it with them, or were they just like, "Oh, I know that song"?
No, I think because they got it for me.
Okay.
So, and then I think they were like, "Oh, I remember this song. Like, you're gonna, yeah. Like, this is how this was." Actually, I'm thinking too about, like, sort of the historical thing, because I had some sense of history, but not all. And then in going back and listening to "Hello Mutta, Hello Fada," I don't remember if people laughed at this, but here I am at Camp Granada, and I couldn't tell why that was funny. It was funny that he was at camp, but I was thinking, oh, like Grenada, because I know we had just invaded Grenada. Was that still relevant? Like, you know, Reagan had done that in 82, 83, which I had some vague memory of. But like, the 60s was like the early 80s, maybe. I don't know. Was Grenada a thing? I just didn't know, and I still don't know. Like,
it's good that you were overthinking comedy, though. I like it. I like hearing that other people overthink comedy. It's a good thing. It means you love it that much that you want to understand it.
Yeah, I just want to understand.
It's nice. It's healthy. All right. So, if you're going to recommend this to somebody who's never heard it before, maybe doesn't know a lot about Dr. Demento or about novelty songs, and maybe wants to dismiss them, what would you say to them to get them to listen to this album?
I would say these songs, just as much as your Beatles, as your Rolling Stones, they may not be as good, but they are just as influential.
That's true. It is true.
They have influenced so much of what has come after.
And racism is still bad.
I would say that as well.
That's good. I'm just forcing your hand on everything. So what do you want to plug?
What do I want to plug? I guess I'm doing, as I still do my podcast, This American Wife. We is now a monthly show We do that. I also produce a show called Before You Were Funny that features comedians telling stuff, finding their old sketches and old material, and reading it live.
Holy shit.
Blind table read. We do that.
Oh my God.
Every other month at the UCB. It's also a podcast. Also do a monthly show called True Tales of Lust and Love. It is a storytelling show. It features all ladies telling their stories of lust and love and me. It's not a bad arrangement. The book has just come out, featuring many of our contributors.
Awesome.
Anna David has put that book together with some great contributors. What else? I'm also I also do a lot of audiobooks. I'm doing Noam Chomsky's next book, so you can look for that on Audible.com.
Wow.
And I guess that's plenty of plugs. That's if you get way too much of me if you check out even one of those.
We're on Twitter. You're on Twitter?
I guess I'm on Twitter. Yeah.
But is it just This American Wife?
I'm This Amer Wife.
Oh,
and
This
then
Amer
also,
Wife. Right.
I have a personal one, Eric 1 Martin. Eric
Okay.
number 1 Martin. And
Nice.
yeah, you know what? If you find me on Twitter, just say hi. It'll give me something to do on Twitter.
And just give me a link to your... Do you have one page at Audible where we can find all your stuff?
Just type my name in.
Just type your name in?
There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's also one guy, there's also another Eric Martin who did like a couple of Bibles.
Motherfucker.
Like, yeah, he did
sorry.
like evangelical Christian stuff. And so I might have to...
Sue him?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're way too willing to go along with this. I appreciate it. Well, thank you for doing this. This is so much fun, and obviously, please come back and please let me know how Kojak is, because I'm very excited to hear what that's like.
Do you think? I mean, it'd be a little out of the format, but
No,
I mean,
it wouldn't. If it's funny, then it's comedy.
I'm sure.
You know
it's
what I
gonna,
mean?
I will guarantee you, it's going to be funny.
Unintentional comedy is fine with me. You know, that's freaking great.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Eric, thank you for being here. As always, everybody, have a good thing. Actually, would you mind saying "have a good thing" in the voice of Robert Siegel?
No. This is Robert Siegel, just telling you. What did you say?
Have a good thing.
Have a good thing, everyone.
It's so good.
You know, girls, it's great to live in a democracy today, where freedom is everywhere.
Comedy on Vinyl is a production of Stolen Dress Entertainment. It is produced by Mike Warden and is hosted and edited by Jason Klamm. Visit stolendress.com to listen to our other podcasts, read our blogs, read our tweets, watch our videos, and read our books. Please subscribe on iTunes, rate us highly, and write your reviews. You can follow us on Facebook.com/ComedyOnVinyl and Twitter @ComedyOnVinyl.
Oh, no, you take Tom Jefferson, Ben Franklin, John Hancock. There's a hell of a guy for you right there. All these men had wives. They probably had a few broads on the side, too. These women wanted freedom just as much as their men did. But gals, I wonder, do we? I think it's time that we women thought about it a bit. Hell, I think it's time we did something about it. So come on, fellow females of the 20th century. Be glad that you're an American. Proclaim your freedom. Stand at attention. Pledge allegiance. And bounce your boobies. Get into the swing. Bounce your boobies. The swing is everything. It makes no difference if they're big or small. As long as you give him your all. Bounce your boobies. Come on, honey. Bounce them up and down. Bounce your boobies. Come on, bounce your boobies, honey. Come on. Loosen the bra that binds you. Take it off if you feel like it. Come on, bounce your boobies. There we go. Doesn't that feel good? Bounce your boobies. You know, girls, men aren't the only people in the world today who have something to give. But it sure looks like it sometimes. Just look around you. Men stick out all over the place. Big fat cigars. Big fat stomachs. And just where they should stick out, where is it? Yes, girls, we know what we've got and we know what they're worth. So come on, gals. Let's get into the swing of things. Give your boobies some freedom. All together now. Bounce your boobies. Let them rock and roll. Nut your knockers. Keep them hot and so. Just admit it.